afternoon, depending on where you're from. Welcome to Faith No Filter, Season 3. I have the pleasure, the honor of introducing one of my friends, singer extraordinaire, mom, first lady. She just wears so many hats. Miss April.
Hello.
I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you for coming today. I know we've been trying to meet it for a long time, but
Yes.
yeah, it's been a
No,
minute.
we're here.
We're here. We're
Good
here.
time.
So I just want to first reiterate, thank you so much for coming and sharing your story. Why did you pick a podcast to share your story?
So a lot of times when I do interviews, if it's radio, the radio format pretty much sticks to the song, whatever song you have coming out, and maybe the story around it. You don't really get to dive in. If you do other interviews, they're either live or taped. It's a mishmash. And I haven't done many podcasts actually.
Really? Podcasting is, I always tell people it's so much fun to me because you're just having a conversation with a friend.
Right.
And that's what makes it fun. So thank you.
Well, I am though.
Yeah.
We've been knowing each other for a little minute.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I just want to let you know that if at any time you're uncomfortable answering a question, you don't have to. We can skip it. We can pass, and we can move on. But
Oh no.
I just want to make sure that you're comfortable. That means a lot to me that you're comfortable. That's paramount.
No, you know me.
I'm just making sure.
You know I talk.
Okay. So
Probably too much sometimes, but you know.
listen, we all talk
That's what I do.
It's okay. So I know you have first of all, some beautiful music, beautiful songs out. I like your style because I feel like it's not something that's really represented right now. How would you describe your style of music?
I would say more inspirational
Mm.
because I believe that if you know anything about me, like music really is my love language, but it's also therapy.
Mm.
Like I don't care what I'm going through. Whether it's happy or sad, I got a song for it.
Mm.
Whether it's somebody else's song or a song I just come up with off the fly, I always have a song for something. So like, but more inspirational because yes, I love God. And I feel like if you are singing and you're doing this, that you should be reaching people.
Mm-hmm.
Not just people that typically come to the building, but people you want to come to the building,
Yeah.
people that may never come to the building.
Yeah.
I think people forget that the building is not the church. We're the church.
Absolutely. That's written in the word.
We're the church. We're all of these churches that come to gather together to receive and to give. And you have some people who just come to get. You have some people that come to give, but we're supposed to give and get. And so I feel like music should be that total experience of giving and getting.
Yeah. Wow.
You know?
Wow. That's a deep.
Remember, we're all churches.
Yeah, we are.
We all are the church. So if we're all the church, the building is not the church. The
Yeah.
building is where we're supposed to assemble ourselves together.
Absolutely.
When it says, forsake not the assembling of the brethren. Well,
Yes.
first of all, they take that out of context, but that's a
It's
story
a
for
lot that
another
they take out
day.
of context we could talk about.
That's a story for another
'Cause
day.
even the church,
We ain't even gonna get in
how you
that.
even describing that, they take that out of context a lot of times.
They take it out of context all the time, forgetting that since I am the church, if on a Sunday morning I assemble myself with my husband,
Mm-hmm.
with my children, with someone I see in the grocery store, that is two churches assembling themselves together because I don't purpose myself in frivolous conversation.
Mm. Mm. Do you think it's important to also find a place where you can, like a church home? Do you think do you find importance in that?
I find importance in it, and it's so odd because my husband and I, as I'm pastor, he's bishop, and people think that we should have a building. However, we've been doing stuff online for years before it was popular to do. A
Mm.
lot of people do. They were streaming because, if you look at the TD Jakes and Noel Jones, they have such a big, wide reach
Mm-hmm.
until there's no way everybody could be in their building.
Yeah.
So, of course, but we've been doing it for a long time because we were so small.
Okay.
And then the people that we were gathering were from so many diverse backgrounds.
Mm.
And everywhere we have gone, we've gathered these small groups of people that you may never see in someone's big edifice or small edifice for that, matter. But then we also reach out. We have several ministries in Africa.
Wow.
So when I do women's ministry, I don't do just ministry here in America. I also service 350 women
Wow.
in Africa through teachings. I do little short short things that I may send them. It may be in text, but it also may be in a small video. Um,
Mm.
we have an agriculture program. We have a school.
Wow.
So, I mean, they have, just like we have a lot going on here, they have a lot going on there because now they no longer receive the aid that they were once getting.
Yes.
So they just went through their raining season. So one of the main pastor, um, he was sitting in his house, and like we're sitting at this table, they were sitting in water. And he has a son who's in a wheelchair. The water was up to his knees in a wheelchair.
My God.
So just,
Yeah.
So I look at us here and how we prioritize the building and whether or not we're going to come, and you have people who want to come
Mm.
there who come no matter what.
Yeah.
They came in the rain,
Yeah.
rain up to their way, like it didn't matter. So
Oh. That's how it is. But I'm
that's not a knock to anybody that
Yeah.
goes to the building. I'm not against going to the building. We've had all of those things, but I've just been more effective in sharing my story. Through I have a thing that I do for women that I haven't done in a while called Pink Heart Rehab, or I'm cooking, or I'm in the school.
Yeah.
So when I'm in a school, pastor mentality really does switch on when you're dealing with the lives
And I'm
of
sorry, I
kids.
called you a first lady. You are a pastor.
First
sorry.
lady, I'm his only lady.
That's
No.
right. I know that's right, girl. I know that's right. You can give me that one all day. We
I'm
don't
his
do that
only
first
lady.
lady stuff.
But
Yep.
but I'm the first, but I'm the only, and I don't mind being called first lady either. I
know.
honestly, we don't really care about the titles because the title with no evidence of what you've done for people means nothing.
Mm-hmm.
People are, and I'm not knocking anybody going and getting the title or any of that,
Yeah.
but there is something heavy that comes with that,
Oh yes, with that call
you
alone.
know.
But you know what? We're gonna get into that. We're gonna unpack that in a little bit. I'm gonna I have some other questions I want to ask you before we
Okay.
get into all of that. I know that a lot of your music talks about traumas. You mentioned that you had experienced some traumas that's had some long-term effects. Could you speak to some of these things and how it's maybe impacted you over your lifetime?
So that's like one of the lyrics to the song I did when it says, "Belonging was my addiction."
Yes. Your
Feeling
songs are
normal,
deep.
right? I just want it to be normal, like you want it to belong, but not being able. So I have experienced molestation at various levels of my young childhood, right?
Mm.
And then I married someone that I was in high school with. And people always talk about this, right? They always talk about, oh, the man, it wasn't him. It was me. Because when you don't address your trauma,
Yeah.
it has you to do everything and sometimes nothing all at the same time.
Can you speak more to that?
Because I was a wife, I was a mother, I think we were 20 years old. I was 20
Wow.
and he was 22. And we have these kids and we're married. Singing has always been something I wanted to do from the Sunshine Band, and all of those little things, right? I've always wanted to do it. I've always sung. I have an uncle who passed away, and that was one of the first recordings that I did with my current husband. Um, I did not want to do that song. For one, that was the song he was nominated for a Grammy and all that stuff. Like, I do not want to sing this song. I don't want anyone, because you know how people can be.
Yes.
And it just put me in the mindset of what I went through as a child. Someone always looking at you and thinking you should be this. And the reality is, I didn't know who I was. Whenever a child is touched in that manner, it opens up feelings they have no idea what to do with.
Yeah.
And it makes you crave that more, because now you've opened up this Pandora's box that you can no longer close. And remember, I used to be like, oh, fast tail girl, she always in some boy face. Yeah, but a girl doesn't just automatically grow up and all of a sudden I'm trying to flounce around the boys.
Yeah.
That doesn't that means that somebody has introduced that child to something that they shouldn't have been introduced to.
Spirits. As we start talking about that.
Well, but it can be, whether it's touching, penetration, showing them porn, like all of those things. You open up. Now you're
Like
opening up
gateways.
something that you can never close again.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no more sacredness to that.
Yeah.
So what do you do with that?
Innocence is just gone.
And so the songs that I write, I found that so many people who reach out to me and say, people don't talk about this. When I talked about it in churches, they was, why would you talk about that? Why don't we? I've been approached by the bishops and the pastors, the evangelists. I've been approached by men and women. As a matter of fact, one of my experiences with being taken advantage of was a family member, and we were in church.
So people don't talk about it.
So it was like, I felt like I had this tattoo across my head that says, touch her. She's the one. So that's how that feels, like, to be taken advantage of, and people don't care.
Yeah.
That people are being taken advantage of. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of the men are taken advantage of as well. If you talk to, I heard this conversation, I think on TikTok or on Instagram, when they were talking about, talk to some of the young boys and ask them their first sexual experience was with some older woman. There's a lot of, so that means that some older woman took advantage of this young boy. Now he's taking advantage of others.
Wow. That's crazy that you
But
say
they
that,
never talk about it,
I know
though.
someone who did talk about it, and that's something.
Listen, my husband has an awesome story,
Wow.
even with that himself, experiencing them that,
That's
himself.
terrible.
So just think about that. Like, and a lot of it, especially in our communities, in our, Black and brown communities, stem from slaves, being taken advantage of, being watched, having to watch someone take advantage of your sister, your father, your mother, your grandmother. So it desensitizes you, and you begin to think that that's normal behavior. You can't think that the slave stuff doesn't affect us now. It does, because it's like this repeated cycle.
That's the mentality, right? It's the mentality
And
that
it's
a lot of people
inbred
have.
in some people.
Yeah.
It's inbred in some people that, hey, I can take advantage of you because I was taken advantage of. Oh, this is what we do.
Yeah, I think statistics said, because I actually looked this up, that 1/3 of people who go through some type of sexual abuse become abusers themselves.
Yeah.
And I said, that's a huge 33%. That's a huge number. That's a huge number.
So when you think about that, I had no business at 3 or 4 years old knowing what some man's penis looked like or what came out of it.
Yeah.
And we know in our neighbor, and I'm born in the 70s, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So back then, Oh, just don't go over there. Oh, just don't play with, don't go over there. Uncle so
Oh
and so
yeah,
going.
yeah.
That was something because remember society at that time. Like when you talk to people now, they be like, "Oh, how was your mother?" Yeah, but that wasn't the norm then.
It wasn't.
So you can't judge somebody's parents for what was the norm then because it wasn't just our community. Even I went to schools that had other races in it, and they had the same things going on as well. It was not talked about,
Absolutely.
especially if you were a female. Females are still treated as if we are property.
Yes.
We're still treated as property. We're still treated as, we don't know anything, and you're just a woman, and they use the Bible to do all of that. And I'm like, even in the Bible, there was, I mean, okay.
So the whole property thing, I don't agree with. Submission, I do, but the property thing, I think there are some men, mine. Thank God, it's not like that. Thank you, baby. But there are some
Thank
that
you, babe.
do believe that, and they believe that um, they can tell you what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and that's supposed to be okay. Like you're supposed to listen. And they call that submission, and they try to use the Bible
But
to
that's
defend it,
actually
but that's
that's
not.
slavery.
Yeah, it's not submission. That's not what it means to be
That's pretty much
submissive.
slavery because really submission, if you think about it in the context of covenant and being married,
Mm,
as a woman, I have no problem being submissive
yes.
to a person who has a vision because the man is supposed to carry the vision.
Mm-hmm.
If he's the head and I'm the neck, who's in charge really? I am the person that's going to carry out that vision. You're the head. So I can only be submissive to a vision
Mm-hmm.
that man holds for us,
Us. Yep.
not him, for us.
But I think a lot of people lose the us in marriage. A lot of people lose the us in marriage.
So it's like, covenant is something that I had to learn that belonging thing was not always good because people like the ideal of you, but they don't really rock with you like that. They like what you
Mhm.
do, but they don't really like you.
Yeah.
And even at 53 years old, I am still
Looking
learning
good, mama.
that because I drink my water and mind my business. That's what I tell the kids. Drink your water and mind your business to keep you young. But I'm just saying, like, I'm still learning that
Yeah.
because you're coming from someone who was so needy and had to have all these things like I was talking about in my first marriage. I knew that it was not going to work when my behavior changed who he was
Mm.
and not for the good.
Speak about that.
Because he just started to do things in the anger that rose up in him because he didn't know how to handle and when I say he had been through a lot of things with me, he knew a lot of my story. He wasn't judgmental of it. But when I was acting out,
Yeah.
he didn't know how to handle that. He was a kid himself.
And thank you for
We
being
were
so
kids with kids.
transparent. Because a lot of people will be like, no, it's his fault. That's why it didn't work out. I don't know what happened. But you're like, no, marriage takes two people.
It was
And it was me. I was acting
right.
out. And that just thank you for that. Because not a lot of women will say that.
And I will say this. I learned that in being in my current marriage. It's not perfect.
What
We
marriage
definitely, you know, people like the wedding. They don't really like the marriage.
They don't like to put in the work. It's work. Yeah.
And I'm just like, not perfect or any of that. We definitely had our ups and downs and still have a lot of challenges that we need to,
Of course.
work out and learn how to let go of. But I will say, my relationship with him showed me both the good and the bad in myself. Things that I didn't know. Oh, yeah, you do that. But in your mind, you're like, no, that ain't me. I don't do that. And it's like,
I remember my husband once telling me when we were in marriage counseling before we got married, he said to me, one thing we had to say, you get through it and you talk about all the things you like about each other, right? And the pastor asked you that. And then the next thing is like, well, what's one thing you don't? And I remember he said she pouts when she doesn't get her way. And I said, I don't pout. He's like, you're pouting right now. I'm like, oh, wow. I really do that. But I think communication is so key. Like you're talking about, like you communicated and you saw what your issues were. And it's paramount. Like if you don't communicate, you won't know what your issues actually are.
I'm not crying yet, y'all. My eyes is just watering.
Not yet.
I'm sure we'll get there. I'm a crier.
It's fine. There's
But
nothing wrong with a good cry.
nothing at all. But I just trauma is something you talking about someone who has been molested by family members, date rape. You know what I'm saying? And what made me write the song, the
Mm-hmm.
first one that I wrote in this, because I worked in the record business before and all that wonderful
Yes,
stuff.
ma'am.
and but what made me write that song was because on my job I used to do in-home therapeutic services, and I had a young man who tried to hold me hostage in his house.
Oh my gosh.
And so that sparked me to start really, okay, we got, because all of this stuff started coming back. And I'm like, oh, you got to deal with that.
Wow.
Not that I
Yeah.
hadn't been dealing with it, which is why I came up with the Pink Heart Rehab, but I had to get it out.
So it was like therapy to you. Your music is like
Yes.
your therapy. It's your way of getting it out.
It's my love language, but it's also therapy.
Ooh, it's your
And
love
so
language.
that was like, okay. That's like if I cook for you. If I cook for you,
I love you.
I love you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That
it's your love
equates to I
language.
love you.
Yeah.
And I cook for people, like I cook for people all the time. I sing songs all the time.
I think that's a cultural thing with us also, because it seems like we love to cook for people, and when we cook for people, we show them, okay, I love you. That's what it means.
But think
like,
about it, in the slave days, that's all that the things that they consider delicacies now were just pieces that they just gave to us and we made something out of.
mm.
So
like the
food,
chitlins,
the
hog
table,
mogs.
right. So the dinner table was always like that place of love.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, when we stop sitting down eating at the table together, that has caused the disconnect in families, in the ministries of people are doing.
Well, your family is your first ministry, so right there, it's the communication, the lack of
because
it, sitting down.
we're doing this and we're doing that, and we're
We got
running
too busy
here
for
and we're
life.
running there, and we have gotten, and that is one thing I will say that I enjoy, because living in PA and driving all the way to Jersey for work every day. So on the weekend, my husband and I both, we eat, even though he may order it, I may cook it, but we sit at the table and
I do
eat
that too.
together.
So I think that's so important that you still. My pastor told me, God rest his soul. He told us, never stop dating, never stop courting each other. So we go. My husband loves diners. He loves to check out different diners every weekend. But we have our diner date, and I love it. It's our time together, and we need that, especially when you have kids, and a lot of them. And I got 6.
We only got the dog.
So does the dog come, or it's just you two?
Oh, she's coming.
Oh, I can't.
She's coming. Listen, he sits like where you are. I'm sitting here, and the dog is right here.
Okay, well, it's a dog. It's not another person.
And the crazy
Okay.
part is we'll be having conversation afterwards. We're gonna be eating, and there's another chair on the other side. She wants to sit at that chair because she sees us sitting in the chair. She is
can't.
literally like
That's
the
your
human
kid.
dog.
Yep,
That's our kid.
that's your kid.
I mean, my husband and I don't have children together, and he doesn't have children, but I have children.
So he has
So it's
children.
just-
Yep.
Right, he has children.
Exactly.
And those relationships, are they're interesting.
Yeah.
And right now they don't really talk as much, but as the mother that I am, you always know that sometimes people have to go and grow.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
that
then
now
they'll
we can come back and
together.
say, you know what?
Yep.
When you was trying to tell me that, or when I was saying what I was
Oh, they'll
saying, this is
learn.
what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just even for my husband, because he was the baby.
Oh.
His brother and sister was like 23 and 21 when he was born.
Wow.
Like he is the baby.
He's the baby.
Right.
Yes.
So he spent a lot of time by himself
Okay.
because they were already pretty much.
Grown.
He has one sister who is 11 years older than him, 10 years older than him. So just,
Oh, I understand. My oldest is 20 and my youngest is 4.
oh, God bless you. I,
So I get
my
it.
daughter has a 3-month old. The next one is 11.
Oh,
Bless her
did you
heart.
get to smell that 3-month-old?
Oh, yeah, you know me. I'm just playing with his feet and patting his back and shaking
Mm.
him. She's like, "Ma, why do now I gotta shake him because you shake him?" I was like, "Cause that's what you gotta do. You gotta put him up there and shake him a little bit. He all right." She said, "And then he go to sleep." I said, "Cause he wanna be shook."
But I love how you were describing how you've used music to just kind of sort through the trauma that has happened to you and just how you've gone about um, helping even young girls and other women with their trauma. I think it's wonderful and it should be applauded. But let's get into that music career.
Oh Lord. I mean, not to say like people don't understand. Like through all of that, you have to think about the suicidal ideation because you think that you're not enough.
Mm.
Like nobody's gonna love me. You know, why would they want to love me? I'm damaged goods. And even now, like you get into those places, and when I talk to the kids at the school, because I'm a clinician, and I hear a lot of stuff that they're saying, I'm like, girl,
Mm.
or some of the boys like, you don't even know, you ain't even reached half yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're 12, you're 13. It doesn't take away from their experience because I was that same child experiencing, the parents fighting, the molestation, the food insecurity, all of that, because even though my mom and my father broke up, my mom moved us from Pennsylvania to Texas.
Wow, that's a big move.
That's a big move away from everything and
How
everybody. The
old were
only
you?
one, I was 8.
Wow. So you
And it
already had
wasn't
friends?
everybody, my grandparents, my father,
Mm.
and then, my mom and my dad, they had their own stuff. So that created
Yes.
a lot of stuff for us
Yeah.
that they didn't get it at the time that, like, hey, this ain't our fight.
Yeah.
But
And it was affecting you
when,
guys, obviously.
right,
Yeah.
um, so what do you do with that?
Mm.
And then to go from Pennsylvania to Texas, it's a
That's a
big
huge
jump.
jump.
And it's a big
And not having family around or support
cultural
system.
jump because I came from this small town of Johnstown, Pennsylvania,
Mm.
to a place, to Dallas, Texas.
Wow. That's like a world away.
And it's,
Dallas.
now we're talking about a big city.
It's a huge city. Yeah. Dallas is bigger than some
So, like, my
states.
little old town can fit in a little section of Dallas. Dallas is it's big. And even though, like, you have all of the other places, Plano, Richardson, all that, like, it's big. It's a metroplex for real.
Yeah.
And so experiencing things down there. So it was like coming down there and saying, oh, maybe I won't experience that only to experience the same trauma.
Mm.
Because now my mom gets married. My mom's husband molested me. So,
Mm.
and it brought my mother and I, thank God for healing.
Yes.
And thank God for those situations that we're able to like really champion through our relationship. And that's like my best friend now. When I'm driving from PA to Texas, it's either I'm talking to my husband or I'm talking to my mom and we're talking. And the wild thing about it is my husband is 7 years older than me. My husband's house was the first house that my uncle took us to.
Really? Wow.
But I was 8. He was like 15. So
So you've known him like all your life?
pretty much.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
When you talk about the music, so like my uncle was Douglas Miller. So when I did My Soul Has Been Anchored in the Lord, that's why I didn't want to do it. Like I go on TikTok now and you see people and people send this stuff to me all the time of stuff like people singing it or doing different things with it. Like they'll shoot it to me. Like this your uncle. People that know me and people that don't know me because they see the I have a post on there and it got maybe it was his when he was cremated, but we put his ashes next to my grandfather
Wow.
in that plot. And so it's that day and people seen it and I had the song on there. And so people were like, oh my goodness, like, yo,
Mhm.
we used to sing this in the choir. Like,
Beautiful song.
I think it had like maybe 20, it has like maybe 25,000 hits on it on TikTok.
Wow.
That's big for, it might not be big to other people, but it's big for me. And it's
Yeah.
like the biggest hit was my tribute to him. So to do
Yeah.
that song, I was like, I don't want to sing that song.
That's a beautiful song.
Crazy part is that album is done in my husband's father's church.
Wow.
He's playing drums on the album. He was my uncle's drummer because that was the church that my uncle was the minister of music at, and it's crazy. So then all my aunts and uncles and stuff, they're in the choir.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's really cool.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that it transcends history.
So that's the start
Yeah.
of it. And then my siblings and I used to sing on a public acts. I can't find it. I'm in a search for it. And my mother does not remember the name of the show, but me and my siblings used to sing together on a public access station.
That's really cool.
Like we were singing everything. You rock the sunshine, all of that stuff. We were singing everything.
Wow.
And then the church that we went to, because my uncle was there, like you never knew who was gonna walk through the door.
Mm.
James Moore, all of like they would come because
Yeah.
he was there as well. But like all the preachers, all the singers, the Clark sisters, Maddie Moss Clark, when she was there, oh my God, I loved her so much. But they would come through because that was my uncle's mentor.
Oh,
And then my
wow.
husband was the drummer and things like it's so music is like in my bones.
It's just been there forever.
It
And
is
it
in
really
my-
is your therapy.
My
That is
mom
wonderful.
and her cousins sung in a group together. My dad and his cousins sang in a group together. And like my dad, he still can sing to this day. He'll be 77. He still goes hard. No, he'll be 78.
Wow, God bless
He
him.
still goes hard.
So let me ask you this. What would you tell a young lady that is going through or has been through similar experiences to you that is having a hard time?
Please speak up.
Mm.
Don't be afraid to speak up. If I would have spoke up about a lot of stuff, I think I could have avoided a lot of trauma bonding.
Ooh. Trauma bonding. Let's speak about that before you even go into that. Let's talk about the trauma
And
bonding.
trauma bonding
Yes,
is
ma'am.
not just conversations. It is relationships that you have with people that you're doing this out of trauma. They have trauma. You have trauma. And y'all bond together because of this trauma. And y'all start connecting because of this trauma. So now you have this group of friends. And or you have this guy that you're into or whatever you're into out of trauma.
Mhm.
And trauma, because people think trauma bonding is just about oh, we're just friends because of trauma. No, trauma bonding also includes you being the person that didn't deal with your trauma and trying to
Yes.
seek friends
Oh, yes.
that necessarily also don't have your same trauma.
Mm.
Because you become the needy person in the group that wants to say, well, y'all know I've been through such and such and such and whoop and whoop and whoop.
And
So now you get to be the person with the story.
yeah.
So you want to find these group of people that don't have your same story, so
Mm.
that now you can be important and you can belong because you have the story, and you get to have this. You get to have people look at you.
Mhm.
You know, they see you now, but they really don't.
Mm.
They don't.
I've seen a lot of trauma bonding used for bad behavior.
That too.
I've seen a lot of that
Oh,
where it
that
gives
too.
people excuses to fight. It gives people excuses to act up. And I've seen a lot of that, especially in our community. And I think that it's not, if it was just addressed, we wouldn't have certain reality TV shows. Reality TV would be dead if that was just addressed, period. But I've seen it, and it's just not a good look.
Just
for
speak up. Like just don't be afraid to share your story. I think one of the things that made me excruciatingly angry during the Me Too was people trying to be a part of a movement
Mm.
just to be a part of something. And I'm not talking about shaming somebody because they have something and they've gone through something,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm talking about people inserting themselves in something that they really didn't experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw it a lot. And people are like, what you talk? I can walk in a room and I can look at people. I can tell you people that never said anything, be like, yeah, somebody touched them. You can
Mm,
tell because I've experienced it as a child and as an adult.
mm,
When you talk about date rape and all that, so I'm like, yeah, I can tell. I can tell from your aggression. I can tell from the way you walk, the way you look at people. I'm very observant.
mm,
I mean, probably doesn't help that I have a degree in criminal justice, which teaches you to
mm. Watch everything. Yeah.
watch everything. I don't miss nothing.
Yeah.
I put it in the Rolodex for later.
Uh-huh. Put it right in
But
that file.
right, so I'm just like, you're going, just talk about it. You know, I really wish that we would get over going to therapy. Go to therapy.
Yeah. I think
Jesus and
it's
therapy go together.
they do.
Pastor Mary's
Yes.
C. Wright said that, and I've been telling everybody that since I heard her say it. Jesus and therapy go together.
But it's such a stigma, especially in the Black community,
Absolutely.
that to go to therapy, like, oh, just pray about it. We hear that a lot. Even in the church, you would hear that a lot. But
But
I'm
prayer
with you.
without works is dead.
Ooh, girl, you better say it.
So
Say it one more time.
prayer without works is
Dead.
dead.
Yes, you
That's
have
like
to do the
people
work.
that quote the scripture. He will do exceedingly abundantly above all that you could ask.
Let's
or
say
think,
the rest of it. Finish it.
according to the power that works within us. There is no something for nothing. If you want to be healed, you have to be an active participant
Yes.
in the healing you desire to see.
Yes.
If you want an active relationship with someone that is broken, you have to participate. You have to do something. You have to talk. You got to participate.
Absolutely.
And people don't want to participate. They like to um, be needed, which I have
The
that
whole
thing I
savior
had to do.
complex.
Right.
Yeah.
Or it's everybody else's fault.
Mm.
No one ever wants to take responsibility. I have to go back and I had to reassess things and say, you know what, I put myself in a lot of positions trying to trauma bond. I thought this person was cool, they
Yeah.
good people. And here I go in the same scenario that I've caught myself in before because I'm trauma bonding with someone who could care less about me. Trying to be, trying to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because you feel like this emptiness all this time and just trying to be seen.
Trying to fill a void
Trying to fill a void.
that wasn't even meant to be there in the first place. That part.
And when you talk about like the music ministry, whether it is secular or gospel, right? It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff.
How?
Groupies they come in all shapes and sizes.
Ooh, yes, ma'am.
And there are men groupies as well as women groupies. There are men that hang out in those particular places because they know, oh, if he don't want to mess with her, she gonna mess with me because I'm with him. Yeah, yeah. It's alive and thriving.
Wow. I never thought about men groupies for gospel singers. Or
Yes.
I never thought about it.
Yes.
But it makes so much sense because
Yes.
they still exist.
Because remember, we're all every 7 to 10 years, your body goes through a hormonal change, right?
Okay.
Well, we all go through this change. There is no body that doesn't go through a change, body, mind, and soul. No one. If you still the same person
that you were in high school,
then something is really,
I
really
agree.
wrong.
Yeah.
But sadly, some people don't want to grow from that point. Some people don't want to grow from the cool dude that was in high school.
And
That's
some
why we
people
have a lot of
don't. Yeah.
inactive dads or inactive mothers for that. I mean, we got to talk about the moms who are inactive as well out here. I am that person that when me and my first husband divorced, my husband had those kids.
But you already spoke to that as you said. I was out here acting up. So
I was out here. I was trying to. I would have these mental breakdowns, and my friends didn't know. My poor friends, they were like, you know what? I don't know. She's just crying. She won't stop crying.
you
And they
said
didn't
it was just for your
understand, like,
kids.
it was like, oh my God. And you couldn't always being guarded because I could tell y'all some stuff, but I really can't tell y'all everything because then you'll look at me differently. And yeah, I could tell you I was molested, but I can't tell you all the other stuff I did because I was molested. So there's all of this stuff that you're holding on to because people like information so that they can use it against you when they're mad.
Oh, yeah.
Or when it benefits them, they'll use it against you. Or when you want something, they're like, oh, remember when That's probably why, and I thank God for this because He knew better. I was not in a headspace to have a record deal then. It wasn't that I wasn't
Talented.
given the opportunity.
Yeah.
No, I was given the opportunity
Okay.
to have record deals. I met with some of the best people. I had the connections to have it. I was offered certain things, but everybody does some stupid stuff, right? But I wasn't gonna sell my soul. I didn't want to be the industry girl that somebody passed around. I didn't want to be known like passing me around because I already had that experience trying to be seen. Oh, I already had that experience.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be in the industry. And even though some people thought I was doing certain things that I wasn't doing because I was with people that they wanted to be with, so of course I had to be doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing like somebody know a fourth inch of your story, and God forbid they got the listen. They coming up with the whole story, the end,
The narrative. Yeah.
right? But I just couldn't sell my soul
Good for
for
you.
a record deal.
There's lots of people who, we've heard stories.
You ain't got to tell me. It's a lot of people now that are out that I saw some really grimy stuff that happened. I've worked at record labels. I've worked for PR. I was an intern. Like I worked, and a lot of stuff I saw. And like even now, like some of those same people, I could call them, but I don't want anyone to get the praise for what I know God did for me. If it comes at the cost of somebody saying, "Oh, I did that for her," keep it. I'd rather sell my little. I'd rather have 50 streams than 1,000 streams. And now I gotta owe you something because I got 1,000 streams. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I got 1,000,000 streams because you did this for me. I stay with my 100 streams. If y'all don't ever pre-save it, y'all don't ever do it. Okay.
Well, I just want to thank you so much for just telling your incredible story today. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate you, and thank you for your honesty, your transparency, your vulnerability. And I'm sure that I pray that your story will help someone out there who's struggling, whether it be a young lady, a young man, an old lady, you know what I'm saying? Because people go through things at all stages in life, as we spoke about. So I'm really, really grateful for you coming to just share your story today. Miss April, I call her Miss April, but April has music coming out. Would you like to tell us viewers about that before we close up?
So I got this song. It Was You out is the song.
Beautiful
The
song.
slow version is on there. You can go on there and listen to it. But now I have a remix. I call him a new mix. And I have my boy Picasso Lic. We met in the halls of TCJC.
Wow.
When the dean used to be like, we gonna have a talent show so you can sing. Can you not sing in my hall? I used to get in trouble for singing in the hall at the college. And that's where we met.
Nice.
But he's on there, and he was like, oh, he got to share. He's getting to share a little bit of his story in that song as well. So it's.
And it comes out on the 24th, right?
On the 24th. And of course, the bishop, my husband, E-Vibe, as he calls himself, he's doing the music.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear it. And we're going to play a little bit for you guys. So please stay tuned to it. So we're just wrapping up. Thank you for watching Faith No Filters. And remember to just ask yourself, does your faith have filters? Or are we standing hard, 10 toes down on Jesus Christ? Until the next episode, we'll see you.
Woo! Hey, bro. Yeah. Picasso. We about to do it again. Yeah. About to move some minds with this one right here. Yeah. Come on. Let's go.
I was a kid looking to heal. Been awoke in places I can't tell. Now I got all these feelings. Don't know which one to feel. Go to sleep with the constant reel of pain, and now I'm drained.